Hello and welcome to EVs and Beyond. I'm Richard Edwards, and this video is going up at a bit of a weird time. Midnight on a Thursday morning, and that's because the details for this thing behind us, the BYD Dolphin, have just been released. And joining me to go through with them is BYD New Zealand Brand Manager, Warren Willmot. Thanks for joining us, Warren.
G'day, Richard.
You must be pretty excited about this little car back here.
Hey, look, we've been waiting for this car for a long time. It's been very well anticipated by our dealers and our customers, so it's great to finally be today.
Right. Well, we're not going to go and stand here and talk about it out here. We're going to jump in the car, go for a bit of a drive, and Warren can tell you a bit more about the car and, of course, what it's going to cost. Let's go.
Yeah, excellent. Let's go.
Right, so now this is familiar if people have watched our video before. There's a hint of 803 in here, but I think overall there's a lot more of a refined design, Warren. It's a bit more conservative.
Yeah, well, this car comes from the Ocean series, where the 803 actually comes from the Dynasty series, so it's a different style of car.
Yeah. And it's a small car, but it's still pretty spacious in there. I mean, I'm a big lad, people know that, and I'm not bumping elbows with you too much. How do you kind of piece it for size in the market?
It's been designed to directly compete against those Japanese hatches. So think, I'll pick a name out, Corolla is the benchmark in the industry. Okay. It's got a very similar wheelbase and very similar cabin size.
Nissan Leaf?
Yeah, roughly. It's designed to be a small eco hatch for the inner city commuter.
Let's get on the road. We've only got a few minutes, so let's go for a wee drive.
And this is a pre-production model. This has been a hand-built version. It's pretty accurate to what's coming, but
yeah, it feels pretty good from my early look. Now, of course, we've got that sound that some people love, some people hate. I don't mind.
Pedestrian safety. I'd rather have people knowing you're coming than not.
Yeah. Now, hopefully by now, if they're watching this, it is 12:01 in the morning. You can break the news. What is the price?
We have two models coming. So in the 803, there's two models, but the difference is only the battery size. There is significant spec difference between the two cars. So our standard range car with the 45 kilowatt blade battery will start at $49,990 plus on-road costs, and the extended range car is $55,990.
And the extended range car, what size battery is that?
So that's running the same size battery as the extended range 803. That's 60 kilowatt blade battery.
And both those battery sizes, that's usable, not just rated?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, $49,990, that for a 45 kilowatt battery, that might be seen as a little bit high in light of other competitors recently that have come out with 50 kilowatts at that price, or even for that matter, 64 kilowatts for only a little bit more. I mean, what's your justification? It is on the high side, I think.
Well, I guess it all depends on what you compare it against. I think a lot of people like to compare us against wanting us to be the cheapest car in the market. BYD is definitely not a cheap car brand. I think a lot of people have been looking at the price of the car in China, which is a completely different spec. This car has had the whole front end re-engineered for right-hand drive Western markets to achieve the maximum safety scoring that it can possibly get. And speaking of safety, I mean, we haven't skimped on this car. Even at the standard range, still comes with obviously a moonroof, but things like child detection warning have been included in the car, as well as fatigue monitoring as well. So every single safety system that you can possibly imagine has been included in the car.
Well, I'm going to put you to the test on this pricing a little bit further. If I was a buyer out there, why would I spend $49,990 on a BYD Dolphin standard range rather than, I think, $51,500 on a 64 kilowatt MG4?
Well, there's a lot of spec difference between the two cars, but really the core of BYD comes down to the battery, right? So the blade battery is unmatched in the market. It is the safest battery in the world. It uses no rare earth metals, right? Very sustainable, and it's going to last. It's going to outlast the car. I mean, you're getting more than 5,000 charges on a BYD blade battery as opposed to an MCM battery like what's in the MG. And of course, there's a safety element. If you only have to have a look at the BYD nail penetration test, no other battery manufacturer published their nail penetration test results. So you can't skimp on safety.
But it's 19 more kilowatts for not a lot more.
Yeah, we go to our extended range Dolphin, which is $55,990, putting it $1,000 more than the mid-spec MG4, and it's got a lot more features in the car.
Are you expecting the 60 kilowatt version to be your volume car? I mean, do you think people will go for that rather than the 45 just because the price is so close.
Yeah,
really.
look, there's a big performance difference between the standard range and the extended range. Extended range has a 150 kilowatt output motor, so it's a rocket ship, 0 to 107 seconds, and you'll see that shortly when you put your foot down. BYD in New Zealand have set up a really good network and really good support systems for fleet. So we are really looking to on fleet a lot of these into, say, government departments or DHBs. This is a great pull vehicle for fleet managers, and that's where we see the volume going through. And those people who do want a smaller car, they can definitely move up to the extended range Dolphin. But we're also not too far from the Atto 3 standard range at that point for those who want just a slightly bigger car. So I think we've got a good section of the market covered.
And towing, will there be a tow bar or a tow rating?
Yeah, when people have their first cars delivered in September, we have a full range of accessories, which include tow bars. At this stage, the tow bar has been designed primarily as a bike carrier. We don't have an official tow rating from the factory yet, but we realise that a lot of our BYD owners love e-bikes, love mountain biking, so it was very important to us that we do have a tow bar available on launch.
Can you give me an indication of charging speed? I mean, I imagine the 60 charges at kind of the same rate as the Atto.
Yep. So the standard range charges at 60 on the DC, and the extended is at 80.
Right. Okay.
Yep. And both of them have that 6.6 AC charging pile on it.
Right. Now, can you run me through this? You said there were differences in spec. Can you run me through the basic spec people can expect when they pick up their new Dolphin?
Sure. The standard range obviously is a single tone colour, and it has a different alloy, a smaller alloy than the extended range. If we move into the extended range, it's got as I said, that faster motor in it. So that's 150 kilowatt output as opposed to the standard range, which is 70.
Right.
So on the standard range, 0 to 100 is about 12 seconds. 70 kilowatts on the output is very similar to what's a Yarra 67.
We'll give this acceleration a bit of a test there. 3 adults on board, not getting away too badly. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It does feel a smidge quicker than an Atto, I think.
Well, it's the same platform. It's basically the same car as an Atto 3. It's running the E-Platform 3.0. It's got a shorter wheelbase on it. Yep. And of course, it's a bit lighter too.
So just carrying with the spec in regards to the interior, we've got kind of the same big screen. Yep. We've got climate control.
Climate control, just like with every BYD, you get the 2 key fobs, you get the NFC card, you get the owner's app. They all come with a vehicle to load adapter as well, as standard.
It doesn't have the drive cam, is that my understanding?
No, it's got a drive cam.
It does have a drive cam. Okay,
yep.
Right.
Yep.
Now, one thing that is different, I think, is that the roof doesn't open and the boot is also not automatic.
That's right, so manual boot release, and yeah, it's a moonroof, non-opening.
Right, okay.
But even on the standard model, you still get the moonroof. Yeah.
Now, this car here, which I think is like a bit of a silver and darker silver outside, it's got a black interior. Is that the standard colour on the interior?
This is currently ski white with the two-tone with the bolder grey on top. All of the extended range come with a two-tone option. Okay. So standard range is single colour.
Gotcha.
But also the interior is matched to the exterior. So on the standard range, if we go for, say, the coral pink, it's got the pink interior. Okay. Same thing with the extended ranges. You've got the pink interior, but on the extended range you also have the pink inserts on the wheels as well. Those coloured interior options, those are available in Indian order via the dealers, so about a 3-month wait.
Now, if you did order just a general car now, when are they going to start arriving?
We're hoping to have first customer deliveries landing in September.
And good volume, most people get their cars then, or is it going to be a bit of a stage thing coming in?
Look, like with any new model we release with BYD, there's always a rush, so people will have to wait. We've also received some rather large fleet orders already from various government departments, so it'll be on a first and first served basis, but we will have vessels arrive every month. I'd like to think everybody who wants a Dolphin will be able to get one by the end of the year.
When can people actually start looking at the car? When are they going to be the dealers, or will there be something on display soon? I'm guessing maybe there might be one at field days this year.
Yeah, well, this very car here will be at the field days. This car and one other might make its way around the dealerships doing a road show. But we do have some dealer demonstrators arriving in August, so those people who have signed up subject to a test drive will be able to do that test drive in August before the cars arrive.
Now, when you say this car and one other?
Well, you're just going to have to wait and see. Come see us at Misery Creek, Richard.
Now, and I guess on that, I'll push a little further. When can we expect Seal? And I guess slightly further afield, when can we expect the Ute?
Look, it's our intention to launch the Seal this year.
Yes.
The BYD Ute and other products, they are further out. and look, I'll only ever speak to cars that we know we're launching within a 6 to 12 month period. So I can tell you that our product pipeline hasn't changed. We will be launching the Seal this year, probably in Q4, and there'll be another vehicle, not the Ute, but another vehicle first quarter next year.
Sports car, big SUV, van.
We just have to wait and see, Richard.
Oh,
you get all our good insight.
you're killing me here. You're killing me here.
First to know.
Well, look, I think that's enough. Look, just from my early impressions on this, because I've only really had a little bit of a drive, this thing feels really good. The performance on the 60 kilowatt one feels pretty solid, even considering we have two adults and a cameraman hiding on board. Yeah, it gets away off the line pretty quick. I'm going to give it a wee squirt here, and yeah, it feels very similar to an Atto, but the chassis just feels a little bit tidier, a little bit more held together. But I guess that's what you'd expect from a car that's smaller, sitting on a firmer suspension, doesn't have to have that extra ride height. Are they going to do like a sports Dolphin at some point?
Well, this is pretty much it. I mean, the Dolphin in other markets comes with a much smaller battery pack option, so we're the first markets to get the 60 kilowatt version with that 150 kilowatt motor.
Ride is really good, and the one thing I would note is I'm finding driving position really good. Like, I find the driving position in the Atto pretty decent, but perhaps I'd like the reach of the steering wheel to be a little bit better. It seems to be sorted in this. It's feels really nice and comfortable even for a larger, taller person to drive. So yeah,
I can tell you one thing BYD always do very well in all of their models is the seats. Every BYD, no matter whether it's the base model E2 or a top of the spec, top of the tree Tang or Han, the seats are just absolutely fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us about this.
My pleasure.
What can people do for more information or to go and express their interest or so forth?
So from today, you can go onto the website, you can register your interest. You can physically place your order with a dealer on the 5th of June.
Thanks so much. That's Warren Willmot from BYD New Zealand. Thanks everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for more from EVs and Beyond.